Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Clark-Farnell. I want to say how grateful I am to have this opportunity to be part of today's service. The last few months have brought an almost unspeakable avalanche of losses throughout the world, and with it, a staggering measure of grief. Emily Rapp, who lost her infant son to a progressive congenital condition, wrote of grief. You can eat fire for only so long, and then you've got to spit it out in another form or risk the burn. Today, I'd like to offer a short liturgy of communal mourning to speak the fire of our losses into the world. I begin with words from a funeral liturgy written specifically for the occasion of death during the COVID-19 pandemic. These words are from the folks at Infleshed. Holy presence, gifter of life, companion in death, let your peace come and dwell among us as we open our hearts to you, to grief, to one another. May we have the courage to embrace what we need to feel or not feel, casting no judgment upon our souls. With respect for the complexity of human life, we welcome differences in practices of mourning. Through it all, may we support one another in word, action, and presence. Amen. Individually, we grieve the loss of so many things in this moment, both big and small. Together, we mourn these losses as a community so that no one of us should carry the entire burden alone. Borrowing words from funeral director and writer Thomas Lynch, we hear each other's sorrows and we say, we know this happened, we hurt with you, we feel helpless too, and we wish we could be among you. Collectively, we mourn the loss of over 100,000 lives in this country alone to the pandemic, and the more than 300,000 lives lost worldwide. We mourn loved ones who have died, and friends of loved ones, and beloved public figures. We mourn people dying alone in ICUs, our father who will likely die alone in his nursing home, the essential workers, often underpaid, whose lives are at risk every day and who have died for their work. We mourn the failure of our country's leaders and the extra pain and suffering that our broken political and social systems have caused during this crisis. We mourn inequities in access to internet, healthcare, housing, and food that have compounded the effects of the crisis. We mourn the sorry souls who have responded to the crisis with misplaced anger, disbelief, and violence, and we mourn for the victims of this violence. We mourn the loss of giving and receiving hugs, of being touched, of offering help to the neighbor with the broken arm out of fear we might sicken him. We mourn the arrival of unwanted visitors, loneliness, fear, anxiety, uncertainty, exhaustion. We mourn the loss of feelings of safety and security as we move about and touch our world. We mourn for events we have missed or will miss, our daughter's wedding, our wedding, the much anticipated visit from our son, brother, sister, in-laws, parents, grandparents, comic conventions, paper hand puppet intervention shows at Forest Theater, Festival for the Eno, vacations, so many holidays and birthdays. We grieve the places that bring us comfort and happiness. Knitting at Cafe Driotes, music at the Kraken, grabbing a beer with a friend, the North Carolina Botanical Gardens, Weaver Street, movie theaters, feeding the ducks at Duke Gardens. We mourn gatherings that cannot be, visiting our grandson just down the road, hugging our granddaughters, the standing monthly dinners with cherished friends and colleagues. We mourn church as we knew it, gathering in person, singing side by side, blending our voices in community, lily pads and couches full of kids, the sharing of joys and sorrows. We mourn the mundane, Elmo's sweet tea, shopping for grocery store and drugstore bargains, stacks of books from the library, haircuts, massages, shopping just for fun. We mourn spontaneity, friends who stop by on their way through town, meeting new people, seeing new faces, seeing new places, road trips, dates we think we may want to go on. We mourn hobbies on hiatus, circle singing, improv practice, yoga class, choir practice, drumming class, going to the gym. To all of the losses we carry, both unspoken and spoken, we say, we know this happened. We hurt with you. We feel helpless too, and we wish we could be among you. Amen, and blessed be. Thank you.